AM 1600 KIVA, 93.7 FM, the web, the app, rockoftalk.com. I'm Eddie Aragon, the Rock of Talk. Pleased to be joining you on another Saturday morning to kick everything off with Tego and Tracy Venturi, the Venturi Real Estate Group from Keller Williams Realty. You can pick up the phone and dial them directly, 448-8888. That's 448-8888, or welcomehomeabq.com. That's welcomehomeabq.com. If you're watching us online, it's the day before Christmas. And if you're hearing us on radio, it's the day after Christmas. We're in 2 time zones at one time. Tego, Tracy, good morning and Merry Christmas to you.
It's amazing. It's like, it's kind of, what is it, like meta, right? We're kind of everywhere at the same time or something like that. Yeah, yeah.
And we're in our Christmas. You know, I've got my Christmas sweater going with the lights and everything.
Yeah, look at that. What is the Christmas sweater? What's on the Christmas sweater?
It's got Christmas ornaments and lights coming. You can't really see they're blinking.
Yeah, it's the ugly Christmas sweater, and I've got the ugly Christmas blazer on today. So
there's Santa.
Yeah, we got Santa, Christmas trees. Yep,
we're here.
Shiny blazer. So, Merry Christmas, Eddie, and
Merry Christmas.
What a interesting year we've had, and I'm sure it's just going to continue to be interesting. We're kind of living in the golden age, I think. And
yes, we are. In some ways, we absolutely are. This was an unbelievable record year for real estate.
It was.
People spending more time at home than ever, and certainly people wanted to go ahead and upgrade or right size or whatever they wanted to do. But we have got some record numbers in terms of supply. So, folks, if you're looking at marching off with your house and marketing it, this is the time to do it. 448-8888, as you can see right below there on your screens. We'll talk, of course, about a home buyer wish list for 2021. The perfect Christmas gift, smart home tech. It's Tego, that's you and me. We can nerd out all day long on that. We were talking about Ring doorbells 3 years ago, other stuff last year. I mean, our phone is doing everything for us at this time, and more trends to watch for in 2021 in the real estate market. Our homes of the week and this week's real estate headlines. Tego, Tracy, take it away.
Thanks, Eddie.
And gosh, Merry Christmas to everybody.
Yeah.
Happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah.
Kwanzaa. So we're always happy to be here. We really appreciate the opportunity to connect with all of you on the radio and on video or on the screen, right? Which is awesome to be live. Tego, lots of great topics to talk about. We've got a year in review. We've got 2021 coming up. Next year, Tego, next week on the show.
Which will be next year.
Which will be New Year's show.
Oh, it will be New Year's show. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
We have all sorts of information we've been gathering from other sources like Zillow and Realtor.com with their predictions. And what we're going to do is take all that data, kind of crunch it together and bring it home, right? Because they do national. We're not New Jersey. We're not New York. We're not Washington State or California or Idaho. We're Albuquerque.
Well, and that's one of the frustrating things when, I lurk the real estate media, right? The real estate lurk.
You're addicted to the real estate media.
I'm addicted to the real estate media. But it's interesting because I want to be aware of what's going on. And one of the frustrating things we find in Albuquerque here is, quote, flyover country, is we get so many news stories related to real estate that apply to the West Coast and the East Coast. And so I'm trying to digest all of that information that's coming in from around the country, but then how does it apply to us locally? And just for an example, let me give you a stat.
Oh, you have a stat, Mr. Statomatic. Good way to end the year.
Don't you like how I snuck that in there?
Yeah, you love to bring those stats in. Real data.
That was real data. I posted this on Facebook and Twitter this week, and so National Association, NAR of Realtors, National Association of Realtors, they did their November numbers just came out. And so what they said is homes of all types were, median price was $310,000. Okay, so that's nationally. That's up 14% from November last year nationally. So I did the local, and locally it's $245,000 versus the $310,000, which is really interesting when you think about that from an affordability standpoint. The median price in the Albuquerque market is $65,000 less than the national median price. So I think that's interesting. And the other thing that was curious though is their number was up 14.6% versus last November. Ours was up 14.8%. So about the same.
Yep.
And so it's interesting, median prices and average prices have been driven up much faster this year than the actual price appreciation, just because of the low supply of lower priced homes, right?
Right.
And the other one that I compared it to was the supply of inventory, and that's the big story right now, and that's going to continue to be the big story in real estate going into 2021. Is the I say lack of inventory or low inventory, but that's kind of real estate lingo. It's basically low number of homes on the market, low number of homes
for sale.
For sale, and that's continuing. Nationally, it was 3.7 months supply, which is a very low number of homes on the market, but that was the national number. Locally, the number.
In less than a month, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's right at 1 month.
One month.
Right at 1 month, and that's across all price points. You get under the median, which is like 245 in our market, and it's like 0.6. It's less than a month.
Less than a month.
Severely less than a month. So that's, one of the trends we're going to be watching going into 2021. Remind people what they're listening to and who we are.
So this is Albuquerque Real Estate Talk. Tego and Tracy Venturi. We're with Venturi Realty Group of Keller Williams Realty. And Tego, I just love that you're my statomatic, because for our team of realtors, you always keep us up to date. We have weekly meetings. You post things to help everybody, the whole real estate community and the public. And it's always data driven, like real data. So I appreciate that.
I've got to interrupt you and just say something. I love it when I post stuff on Facebook or Twitter and other realtors are reposting my stuff to their clients. It's like, hey, I'm good with that. That's fine.
Yeah.
We're all a community, so it's good.
Yeah, and it's good stuff for everybody to know and be bringing it home and bringing it real and making it New Mexican, not, like we said, not a different area. So appreciate that about you. And that every morning over coffee, I can get the latest stat and information.
You'll be sitting there and said, listen to this. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Or on your Twitter at night going, hey, da, da, da. Like, it's great because, it's stuff we are interested in. We can't go anywhere, Tego. I mean, it's been a weird year, 2020, but typically, not 2020, we go to the movie theater and we see people sitting in front of us signing an offer on their phone for a house.
Yeah.
Or we overhear at a restaurant people talking about looking for homes for sale.
That's your reticulating activator.
Yeah.
Finding that as well.
It's a lot of people have an interest in real estate. So I think getting good information out is really important.
Well, it goes back to the whole idea of Maslow's hierarchy of needs? Yeah, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And, shelter is one of those, really high items on the list.
Right.
Looks like our screen just timed out. My falling snow. That's pretty funny. Okay, we'll have to change that later. Sorry, I digress. If you're just listening, you don't know what I'm talking about. But we've got the screen with the falling snow in the background here, and my YouTube video just timed out. Let's see what we're going to get next here.
Yeah, let's hope it's something Christmassy.
Hopefully, it's something good. Anyway, okay. So Tracy,
today's topics.
Today's topic is the buyer wish list. Every year we see studies from the National Association of Realtors, Realtor.com, Zillow.com, a lot of these other consulting companies that do real estate specific work and analyze what's going on. And it's interesting because we get these lists, and there was this one that came out, Tracy, that we saw. It was on, what was it, Kiplinger?
It was from the National Association of Realtors.
Yeah, the National Association of Realtors, but it was Kiplinger that published this thing. And we're going through this list, and it was the 11 home features that today's buyers want most. And we're like going, they must have done this survey in the East Coast, because this doesn't really necessarily fit. So Tracy, you put your own list together, and I want to hear the list, and then we can go into more detail about what they are.
Sure. I'll just give you the quick snapshot, and then we can talk about them. So here in New Mexico, right, top things people want in their house when they're home buyers. So a garage.
Yep.
3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage seems to be the minimum.
Yep.
For most people. A laundry room, covered patio, or some shade for outdoor entertaining dining, right? Master bath with a walk-in closet. Open floor plan. No formal dining room is typically needed in many of the homes. Extra storage is important. Energy efficiencies, appliances and windows, and updates like fancy kitchen, granite, painted cabinets if they're not new cabinets, and privacy. Those are the things that would be my top 10 list of what we see home buyers wanting in New Mexico. Some of the things that were on the 11 things buyers want that really don't apply here, hardwood floors. It said 83% of the people of this survey wanted hardwood floors.
Yeah,
hardwood floors are pretty unusual in our market. We don't have a lot of trees, and hardwood has to be shipped in, and we have tile. And
okay, I've got to push back on that a little bit. I think when you're looking at homes that have hardwood floors, it does upgrade it quite a bit. Now
Right.
in New Mexico, I mean, when you're talking carpet to hardwood, I mean, it's no comparison. People want the hardwood, or some of these new products like my favorite. I know why you're
luxury
smirking,
vinyl tile.
LVT, luxury vinyl tile, which is a it's a relatively newer product, and it's a wood look, but it's a vinyl, and it's very durable. So I do think hard surfaces versus carpet, maybe not necessarily hardwood.
Yeah. So, when we are working with people who are from the Southwest, typically the top of their list is not hardwood floors.
Good point.
Right. They want
I got it.
tile, they
Okay.
want solid surface, but not hardwood. If they're coming from an area where hardwood is the norm for flooring, they might put on their wish list, I want hardwood floors or wood floors. And we just explained to them it's not, they're going to very much limit the homes they can choose from if it has to already have
I got it.
wood floors.
I get your point.
However-
and that's fair. I think that's a fair point, but I will say that homes that have it are going to be, if you're a seller and if you have, if you're getting your home ready for sale and you're going to do the investment to put new flooring in, maybe putting some hardwood, like when I do remodels, Tracy, as you know, when we do a lot of them, I'm always trying to put solid surfaces in, be it tile or hardwood or, LVT or some other type of product in kind of the main living areas, because it lifts the what's the right word?
Livability and
Yeah.
desirability. But there are some rooms where people still want carpet, right?
True.
They don't
Like
want
bathrooms,
hardwood.
right?
Bathrooms, they don't want carpet. But
That
in
was a joke.
bedrooms,
Just kidding.
bedrooms,
no
right?
carpet in bathrooms. Do not put carpet in bathrooms.
even family rooms sometimes, if there is a formal living or the kind of open space, great room space,
Yeah.
they probably, like the hard surface flooring or, it's cleaner. But if they have a secondary living space where maybe kids hang out and watch TV, they might still want carpet. So let me go through some of the things on the list.
Great.
So one of the things that doesn't show up on any national report of what buyers want is the 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, 2 car garage. Now in our market, that's really common. We get people who say, well, I'll take a 2 bedroom when they're coming from somewhere else. And we're like, okay, let's talk about what our market is, because we do have 2 bedrooms and we have 1 bedrooms and we have condos and we have townhouses.
Yep.
But the majority of our single family homes and 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, and a garage. There's a lot of areas around the country where a garage is not included, even in places like the Great White North of Minnesota, where I was raised.
Yeah.
Garages in the older neighborhoods are not necessarily there, even though cars get ice and snow on them all winter long, and it creates a havoc. Here, 2-car garage is pretty common.
Well, garages are treated a little bit different here than in, let's say, the Midwest, where you and I grew up, Tracy, is we have basements in the Midwest.
Right.
A lot of times here in the Southwest, people end up using their garage as their basement.
Correct.
Unfortunately. And so storage is another thing that I think is it on your list?
It was on my list.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
storage is important. So whether it's a garage or extra closets, even a storage shed sometimes, right?
So can we talk about patios? Because we live in beautiful Albuquerque, I think one of the best climates in the country, to be honest with you. Maybe not San Diego, but it's a pretty nice climate here, right?
Right.
And I mean, we get a nice year-round climate. Obviously, it's cold this time of year, but it's still, I mean, it's cold out, but yet we have this warm southwest sunshine. So,
and the cars sitting outside right now will be warm when you get in 'em
exactly
with the sun.
Yeah. So the thing is, we have, let's say, at least a 3-season outdoor living
Right.
climate versus, other parts of the country where they might have 1-season outdoor living climate. And if you do a enclosed porch or do some other stuff, you can actually get 4 seasons for outdoor living space. So I think outdoor living space is such a big deal here in New Mexico and Albuquerque, Santa Fe, even Santa Fe, which is a colder climate.
Right.
So
that's on my list. One of the things about that is that, you can have just a concrete pad as your patio, but really our home buyers are looking for covered patio or where somebody has thought about the solar and has planted the right height trees so that it will shade the patio in the afternoon and evening, or the house orientation so the backyard faces east. So
I was going to say that. So talk about the west facing backyard.
Yeah, we see that. We have a lot of homes that the backyard faces west and the afternoon sun beats down there. It just makes it really uncomfortable unless you have provided for some shade there. It could be just an umbrella over a table. Right. But, when we're shopping for homes, people aren't looking at the furniture as much as what's the livability. So shade is important.
People coming maybe from other parts of the country don't think about that whole thing. If it's west facing and it's not covered, you're not going to be able to use that in the afternoons in the summer.
Right, when you want to be outside.
When you want to be outside.
With the low humidity, even if it's 92 outside, if you sit in the shade, you're pretty good, right? You're still fairly comfortable.
So one of the upgrades on new construction is a covered patio many times, correct?
A lot of times it's an option that we always suggest that buyers take advantage of that and pay that extra $1,500 or $3,000 to get that covered patio right away versus saying, well, we'll add it later. It's just so much easier if it's integrated right into your new build.
So any more that you want to hit on, Tracy?
So, privacy is a big one here because we can. So in our market, we typically, in newer neighborhoods especially, but most of our market, people have fenced in yards or walled in yards. It's very common versus some parts of the country where there's no separation of land between homeowners, which when I go to other parts of the country, which we view properties in other parts of the country a lot. It's our profession, so we're always looking at homes and how things are done when we used to travel. But having fences and walls is important, right? And then the privacy of not having other homes with, you're the 1-story and there's a looming 2-story where they can look right into your yard. Yeah. Because we do so much outdoor living, the privacy of the homes around you really comes into play. Yeah. Because we can get houses backing to other houses where they still feel very private. So,
yeah. So thank you for that, Tracy. And I think if people are thinking of buying and they hadn't considered all these parts of the home buying process and what's important, and also what's important when you go to sell the home. Right. I mean, that's one of the things you do need to think about. So you do need an expert realtor to help you through that process to understand it. And obviously, that's what we have. We have a wonderful team of agents and realtors here at Venturi Realty Group of Keller Williams Realty, and you can reach us at 448-8888.
Perfect. Should we talk about smart home tech?
Well, since it is the Christmas season, if you're watching us live here Thursday, or if you're watching us or listening to us Saturday morning on the radio, sorry you might have missed this because now it's the day after Christmas. But hey, it's sale time.
It is. It's everybody got tech for Christmas, right? Or is getting a lot of tech.
And so smart home tech. Tracy, I'm kind of a tech geek and like all these little gadgets and widgets and bits and pieces that you can do. And smart home tech has gotten better. It's gotten more affordable. It's the usability, the user interfaces have gotten better. The apps that you have on our phone. So for example, at our house, we have the Ring system. We have the cameras, we have the security, we have the doorbell. And it's a great system because you can just look at your phone and you can look on your cameras. You can see what's going on. Here at the office, we have the
We have a lot of sophisticated stuff here at the office.
Actually, it's Ring at the office and it's Nest at, it's one or the other. Now I don't remember. Anyway, there's Nest and Ring and there's Arlo and there's all these different, and there's also, Amazon has their products with cameras and thermostats and all that stuff. But Realtor.com did a survey looking at, what are the most popular items that people are looking at when they're looking at smart home tech. And Tracy, what would you think, I'm not even going to look at the list, what would you think are the most popular items right now?
When I think of smart home, it encompasses a lot of things. But I would say that the video doorbell, probably hugely big, right? Cheap, affordable. Most people have that little computer called a phone in their hand to run it. So I would say the video doorbell.
I agree.
I know that.
And let me just mention something. If people are like going, oh, I don't know about that. And if you already have a doorbell that's hardwired, it's great because you can power it right off of that. Even if you don't have a doorbell right now, they have a battery version of those cameras. At least Ring does, and I know the other companies do as well. And it's a really easy add-on. And I tell you, the peace of mind, the security, knowing who's at your front door, maybe when you're not home, when the UPS man comes and drops off a package, they're just in the habit of ringing that, and then immediately you know that you have a package on your front step.
Right.
So I would say doorbell should be top of the list.
Right. Simple, affordable, and easy to install. I think, smart home is, heating, cooling, cameras, security, lighting. It could be solar. Smart home could extend to a lot of different things, and we're seeing a lot more of that when we're out looking at homes for sale or we're working with home sellers. We really have to get up to speed on what is in the house and what's staying with the house, right?
So it's interesting on this survey. What they're saying is the number one item I find very interesting, which is solar panels. And that may be that they've never actually priced them.
Right. It might be what people think.
They sound great. And I don't want to, please don't get me wrong. I am not bashing solar and solar systems. I think they're incredible. And everybody should have a solar company do an evaluation on their home to see what the net gain is, what the payoff is. Because there's going to be some upfront costs and there's going to be a payout time, right? It may take a couple, 3, 4, 5 years before you actually get the benefit, the cost benefit.
Are you talking owned solar?
Definitely owned
solar.
Not
leased solar.
Definitely not talking about leased solar. If you hear leased or lease to own solar.
Or we're just going to put it on your roof and use your roof. They're borrowing your roof. That's
all I want to
leased.
say about that is read the fine print.
The contracts are very long, and we've had a lot of sellers with issues with leased solar.
I will just say from a realtor standpoint, when you go to sell a home with a leased solar system, it's quite challenging, and you're going to limit your number of buyers that may be interested in your home. We'll just leave it at that.
So that was number 2. Number 1. What's number 2?
Number 2 is smart speakers that are voice activated, aka.
Alexa,
Google. No, you can't say that because then everybody's will turn on. You can't say that word. That device from Amazon that you talk to.
Or Google.
Or
Google.
The Google Home product. You can say that because that's not the word you say.
Okay, Google.
Now you did it. Now you did it. Anyway, so everybody's devices are going off. So,
my cell phone loves that too.
Yeah, I mean, you can get the Amazon product, or you can get the Google product. The basic ones are like $30, $40.
Right.
And they're really handy. We have one in our kitchen. You use it all the time.
All the time. We have the one with the big screen, so I can put recipes up. I keep my shopping list there.
Yeah.
She reminds me to move the laundry, so I didn't have to get the smart washing machine and smart dryer to tell me that the laundry was done on my phone.
Yeah. The thing with those products is that there's so many features or options and things that you can do. It can be a little overwhelming.
Yep.
But we have it hooked up to turn off and on and off light switches. You can hook it up to look at your Ring doorbell when somebody comes in and actually if you get the one with the screen and everything.
So Tego, what I'm wondering, like the vacuum cleaner? Is that
Yeah.
on the list?
It
Because
is
we
on
don't
the
have
list.
that robot thing.
No, we don't.
We don't have those roaming things
No,
around the
we
house.
don't. We don't.
Is that pretty high?
It is
or-
on the list. Let's see. Let me go down here.
It's just
Mattress,
like
a
too
mattress,
detailed.
A
for me.
mattress that can track your sleep quality. Wow, that's that one is not.
I hadn't heard of that.
on
I've
my
heard
radar.
of like Fitbits and apps on your phone that can track your sleep quality. Didn't know about the mattress.
Robot vacuum is actually really high on the list. Go ahead.
Let me ask you, there was this big trend this year. We were short on toilet paper. And we started seeing a lot of ads for bidets,
Yep.
like add on this bidet to your existing toilet.
Yep.
Do you think people are using those? Are they really, like we're in America. I know when we go to Europe or something, there's bidets. I'm wondering if people have put them into use.
I don't know.
Is that technology or not?
I have no personal experience, so I can't really speak to that. I mean, when we've traveled in Europe and other places, you see them all the time.
We've never used them, but
just
they're
never
there.
Partake. But I think, I do know people that use them all the time, and they love them. And there's heated toilet seats now and all kinds of stuff like that.
Smart toilets, right?
Smart toilets.
Funny.
One last thing I want to hit on.
I just saw something on the list that we have that I love.
That's what I was just going to, I think it's the same thing.
The touchless faucets.
Yeah.
So
if you missed us last week, or we've been talking about this throughout the years, we remodeled our kitchen this year during, like a lot of people
While we were home.
And one of the things we upgraded was our kitchen faucet, and it's a touchless. This one's made by Moen, but Delta makes them and a bunch of other.
They're on sale at Costco starting on the 26th, by the way.
How do you know that?
119 or 109. Because our son, who lives in Arizona, has told us how much he loves our faucet, and he wished he could afford them. And I was like, they're going to be on sale at Costco, and looks like a decent one would last long enough. With people and touching faucets and things these days, and not wanting to share germs, being able to just swipe your hand near the faucet and have the water on and off is very sanitary.
Well, and one more thing on that, it has a feature that attaches it to that Amazon voice activated device. I'm trying not to say that word because I don't want to mess everybody up.
Alexa?
Darn, you did it. What you need to do is say that and then say play KIVA, or was it
play the Rock Talk.
Rock Talk. We'll have to ask Eddie. I don't remember which one it is. So
I've done it. I've had Rock Talk.
Yeah. So anyway, you can actually do a voice activated for your faucet, so it will turn on and off. Voice
so you don't
activated.
need to swipe your hand.
You can actually even say like, give me 1 cup of water at 118 degrees.
That's right.
And it'll do that. So like if you need, not boiling water obviously, but like for baking bread, or you want a certain temperature water.
At 120 or 130 for your yeast.
What is it? Whatever it is. Yeah.
So there's so much tech, and a lot of it, if somebody sells their home, the tech goes with them.
Yeah.
Right. Some of it, like a touchless faucet, stays. So a lot more tech we're seeing, and a lot more coming, I'm sure. And to keep up with it, it seems like hopefully they'll keep simplifying how to do it and how to install it, right? And keep making it more affordable.
We hope everybody is having and has had a great holiday season. We all deserve it this year. It's been a challenging year for so many. The real estate, world has been incredibly resilient, very strong. I mean, 2020 is going to finish as one of the, or probably the strongest year in real estate nationally as well as locally.
Residential real estate.
Yes. Yeah, definitely we need to specify that, because there's the commercial side, and Walt Arnold can speak to that. There's definitely some more challenges there.
Some great opportunities.
Oh, that is true. Yes, you're right, Tracy. The other thing that we're expecting is,
I love it when you say you're right, Tracy, and it's recorded.
and it's live on air. It's going to be interesting going to 21 with residential real estate. Demand looks like it's going to continue. Interest rates are going to stay low. The number of homes on the market is historically low. There's a lot of, I hate the word headwinds, but let's use that anyway, in the sense that the market itself is very strong, but there are some challenges that we're going to see going into 2021. And next week's show, let's call it our New Year's show. It'll be New Year's Day, right?
It'll
next
be
Saturday.
Yeah.
The day after New Year's.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, so day after New Year's. Okay, so Eddie, what is the word?
Yes.
We were talking about that device that you buy from Amazon that you talk to and you say
Alexa.
a word. Yeah, I was trying not to say
You
it.
want me to say her name?
Well, what do you say to get your radio? What's the exact language for your radio if you want it to play?
Say, Alexa, play the Rock of Talk.
No, so you want to say, hey, Alexa, play ABQ FM. Hey, Alexa, play Kiva Radio. Hey, Alexa, play Kiva AM. Hey, Alexa, play The Rock of Talk.
Got it.
The
Okay.
Rock of Talk will generally bring up The Rock.
Oh.
It'll go to podcasts and stuff like that. It's
The
just-
Rock.
My Alexa must know it and learned it because I just have to tell her to go to the Rock of Talk.
Oh, there you go. Boom.
But she's probably heard me say it so much that she knows me.
You don't have to say
trained
like
her.
from.
I didn't know Alexa was trainable.
She's
But
trained.
it was that you have to know her words or nothing, right?
We have regular conversations, Alexa and I.
Well, in the morning we're getting ready. We listen to Kill Meat, and then of course in the afternoon we sometimes listen to you. I'm just kidding.
We
Just kidding.
we
Eddie.
listen
Just
a lot.
every day. Catch a few minutes every day at
I'll
least.
shout this out to all your listeners and everybody who listens to you guys on your show. But yeah, so we just got brand new business cards, so you can see right there.
I like the new
And we
logo.
put on the back, so it's the rockoftalk.chat. It says, change New Mexico. Join the Rock of Talk chat community at rockoftalk.chat. High-tech app, you got the app, which has been there for a long time.
Yep.
ABQ.FM. Low-tech, if you just want to just stream it, just grab the raw stream, kiva.am. And then you can go to rockoftalk.com. And then, hey, Alexa, play ABQ.FM. That's what I use, so that's why I put that out there. And then terrestrial radio, obviously AM 1600. That's right there. And then brand new, you're not even going to believe this, Tego.
You're going to blow me away.
We are on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Prime.
Wow. Congrats. That's really
awesome.
So
Awesome.
That is pretty exciting.
That's
very
great.
good job, Eddie.
That's
Yep,
amazing.
working hard, really hard, actually. I don't think I've ever worked harder in a year than I did this year.
Well, and you got a few new things you're working on just this last few weeks too.
I would say what you say is true, Eddie.
One big thing going on this week. Yes, no.
That's right. I'll be running for CD1, which is super exciting, and that's we got to get that going. And I don't care about Republicans or Democrats anymore, although I'm a really strong conservative. But I can tell you this much right now: like we can't go through another year, and there's almost no pushback. And we've been working on impeaching the government, doing whatever we possibly can. I believe real estate was shut down for a few weeks. I mean, come on. Like, there's only so much more we can put up with. So, it's really all guns blazing in 21, and we've got to do it. And I mean, I don't have to go and do that. I've got a job. I've got plenty of the things that I'm doing. I'm not looking for something else to do, but honestly, who else is going to be able to step up and actually win? You've got these guys who constantly run, and they're running for stuff, and the only time we ever hear from them is whenever there's an open seat. And you've got to be fighting this fight all the time, because Michelle Lujan Grisham or Brian Colon or the Attorney General Hector Baldet, like, these guys are constantly on. This is what they do. They live, sleep, eat politics. And that's what I do. And that's why so many people like the radio station too. So we've been working hard on getting those platforms out. So it's going to be a big 21. And you guys, of course, had a good year, and we just need to get more people selling their homes. It's time to right size, put themselves in a position to win, and take advantage of those all-time low interest rates, because we don't know what's going to happen. And you can go get qualified for a mortgage. You pick up the phone and call Tracy directly, 448-8888. She'll direct you to someone who can get you qualified that they're comfortable working with. And folks, it's that easy. Get yourself merchandise, take the next week, and figure out how you're going to go ahead and find some additional capital and maybe a new place to live.
Yeah, no, and this is the time, the selling season really cranks up in March and April.
Yeah.
Traditionally, and I'm sure in 21 that's going to happen again. And so, you need, if you're thinking, okay, in the next 6 months we're going to be selling, you need to start thinking about it now. And that's, again, I always quote this survey because I think it's critical, is the number one regret of home sellers after they sold their home is they didn't start planning early enough. They didn't start preparing. They didn't start getting their home ready to sell. and then they were scrambling and they're trying to rush it on the market. And when you do that, you're leaving money on the table. So
the other thing too, I do want to say that I think is, extremely important is we are a non-disclosure state. If you're working, and this just happened out of the house that I just moved out of, they overpriced the house. I think they had it for $375 or something like that. There's only a few people who are going to know what that house sold for. And the person who sold it wasn't a seasoned real estate professional. And so they wanted all this money. They thought, well, the market's hot. We can get all the buyers did was just nail that thing down. They wouldn't see it. They wouldn't show it. They couldn't get anything done. And it got all the way knocked down from like 375, maybe all the way down to like 325 before anybody would even take a look at it. So, in a non-disclosure states where prices aren't posted, people like Tego and Tracy, and Tego and Tracy specifically, are going to know every transaction that's out there. And you have to know that before you run out to market and price your property.
absolutely, Eddie. And there's been multiple studies done over the years that show that homes that hit the market at the right price,
Right.
in the range of where the market is, end up selling for more than homes that end up that I'll use your term, go ahead and price too high and
Right.
then have to reduce. They end up netting less than if they would have just priced it right at the beginning. There's been a gazillion studies on that over the years, and it continues to hold true. And that's a perfect example of it.
FBOs, the for sale by owners that are going out there, same type of thing. You need real estate experts, folks, and Tego and Tracy are at the top of their game. Please give them a call, 448-8888. That's 448-8888. Or visit the #1 website for real estate in the state of New Mexico. That's welcomehomeabq.com. Welcomehomeabq.com. Thanks, everybody, for listening. Merry Christmas, Tego and Tracy, on the internet and then on the radio. I hope you had a good Christmas. See, both places at the very same time. See you same place, same time, same place next week, right here on the Kiva. AM 600 KIVA 93.7 FM.
Anybody's helping anyway. Now these days are gone, I'm not so selfish.